This is, I can already tell you this is S tier. I can already tell you this is S tier. Any other soul weaver that debuffs? No. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's fine. We put Shuna and the other thing, it's fine. Okay, what debuffers does the game has? Oh, this cringe. She's more of a debuffer than the carrier, I feel like, so we'll put her here. Yes, okay. So, yes. Okay, I don't think Fairytale should be here, so I'll do Fairytale after when we do speed threats. Yeah, I guess we can. Yeah, we'll just put her twice. We'll just put her twice. Okay, 8 tier, 8 tier, 8 tier. If you play slow, I'd say B tier. I have no idea. 8 tier, B tier, C tier. I wanna say A, but I actually have no idea. Beehoo, do you think Beehoo is B or A tier? Tywin, Senya, sure. I'll put B tier, I don't like her. Okay, so I think this is fine. Okay, DDR, Ice Crystal. Otherwise, Water's Origin, I guess. I think Ice Crystal is best by far, but speed set. If you don't go speed, you go counter set. That's it. So Ice Crystal, Water's Origin, speed set or counter set. I like speed more, but you can go counter. Stats, I would go. If you go speed set, you go 230 speed. If you go speed set, you go 230 speed. And you go like 20k, 2k, 100 or so ER, and 100 or so ER, and around like between like around 80 to 100 effectiveness, 20k, 2k at least for bulk, and that's it. When to pick? Okay, you pick DDR every single game when you see your opponent go slow. Like, he's just that dumb. You see your opponent go slow, you pick DDR solely. And you win. Like, and you win. It's just that dumb. So, very common draft if you play DDR is gonna be you first pick Lua, or you first pick LRK, or you first pick ROL, and then your opponent's gonna go like Knight plus Soul Weaver, or like Endguy plus Epoch is a bit trickier because it's very easy to go aggro from there, but you can still go. It's not even that bad, you see. But yeah, anything that's not outright cleave, you can go Soli DDR. How would you rate DDR without Soli? B tier. With Soli, S tier. Without Soli, B tier. Like, Soli is what makes him insanely broken. It's like, DDR is a very whale unit. Like, I have to be honest with you, DDR is a very. I really dislike this unit. I think he's way too broken. I think he's dumb as fuck. And I think he's a very, very, like, I think he's one of the most whale unit in the game. Because when you play DDR, you need a lot of ML5 to last pick. So when you play DDR, most often you're gonna go like LRK, your opponent's gonna go like Destiny Eula, for instance, which is garbage, but whatever. They're gonna go Destiny Eula, and then you're gonna go Solid DDR. And then they lost already, but the thing is, you need good last picks. So whether your first pick or second pick, you need good last picks. So your last picks can be LHC, DC, Epoch, ML Laika, Shu, Shuna, Sharun, ADS, MLV, Aria, even FPDK isn't even bad, Pirate Flan, Awin, like, all of those are good. And like, the thing is, they're not always gonna be like, is ADS really that low? Yeah, I don't think ADS is really good. But yeah, like, you need all of those to guarantee a really good win rate with DDR. That's the main issue. Because depending on what your opponent picks, then Like, you're gonna need all of those, potentially. Anyway, DDR, you slam always alongside Solitaria. And yeah, you can usually pick him second or third pick, and you pick him against anything that's not outright cleave or like very strong aggro. Like, if your opponent doesn't pick a speed contester in their first two picks, you can usually slam DDR. Man, I take well. I guess we'll cover aggro as well here. So, anyway, you have 3 builds, assuming you want to. Okay, this is turn 2 actually, so you have 2 builds. This is turn 2 only, man. Like, fuck that. This is turn 2 only. So, you have 2 builds for AOL, and you have 3 options for artifacts. And those are gonna change depending on what build you're going for. You can build 2 AOL, by the way. Like, this is actually good. Like, fuck this unit, man. What? Okay, artifacts for AOL. If you play your anti-aggro, you go proof or book. If you want to play AOL against aggro, you go proof or book. If you want to play AOL against slow players, you go Spirit's Breath. Yes. Spirit's Breath. Book or proof against aggro, Spirit's Breath against slow players. For sets, if you want to play against aggro, you go speed plus immunity. Always. If you pick her into slow, you can go speed, you can go triple set, you can go revenge. Those are your 3 options. Speed, triple set, or revenge. Which one doesn't really... Like, all 3 are fine, honestly. It doesn't really matter that much. For stats, if you play her against aggro, at least 230 speed. No effectiveness, 100 or so ER, and everything else is in bulk. So when I say at least 230 speed, you can go up to like 270, I'd say. So 230 to 270 speed, 100 ER, and then just as much HP as you can. I wouldn't go below 17k, 1.7k again. I feel like if you're below that, aggro is gonna kill you really way too fast. So yeah. As much speed with those stats, basically. But if you can go really, really fast, like 270, it might be worth to drop to like 15k, 1.5k. Just depends on your gear, basically. But don't... Like, you need to keep a good balance between bulk and speed. Alright. And speeds if you play slow... stats if you play slow. Between 190 and 200 speed. If you play her with made 80 ER, if you don't play her with made like 100 or so ER, 100 to 120 ER. I would say between 100 and 200 effectiveness. This is really up to you, honestly. I don't like effectiveness much, personally, so I don't like stacking it. But you can go 100 to 200 effectiveness. It's really up to you. And then as much bulk as you can. I think for a slow AOL, something like 20k, 2k is ideal bulk. Like 20k, 2k is ideal bulk. So I would go for that, and then I would add effectiveness after that. But yeah, it's really up to you. And when to draft, honestly, like almost always, she's just way too broken. Just keep in mind, if you do draft AOL, you have... you need some tempo in your team. Like, that's basically the thing. You need some tempo in your team. Like, you can draft like AOL plus Siarmin, or like even AOL plus ROL. I don't think it's very good. You need some tempo in your team. So like AOL LRK is fine. AOL Tywin is fine. Like A-Win is fine. But you need some kind of... Even like she's really good with Ras too. You need some tempo in your team. Because what's gonna happen when you play AOL, she's gonna get focused. You're basically 3v4. You're basically 3v4. Your opponent can press buttons, but at the same time, you have your AOL that does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because she just sits there. And your opponent is just gonna beat her down every single turn. So you need her to be really tanky, and then you need to be able to take advantage of the fact that your opponent doesn't do anything, right? Like, doesn't actually press buttons. So you need tempo in your team. Like, you need to actually do things. You need to be proactive. Otherwise, you're just gonna sit there, AOL is gonna die eventually, and then... Like, you're 3v4. So you die. So, yeah. And otherwise, against aggro, you can draft her, honestly, almost any time. She's really annoying to deal with. Like, she's a massive pain in the ass to deal with. So, like, your anti-aggro AOL, you can draft her very, very often. almost every game, honestly. Like, she's such a dumb unit. Lua. Speaking of dumb units, Lua. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to talk about those units, man. Like, they're so... Okay, Lua. So, artifacts for Lua. Guiding Light. Unless you play aggro, I think you always go Guiding Light. Like, unless you play, like, so aggro that is almost cleave, I think you play Guiding Light all the time on Lua. I think it's way too good to pass up, because her staying alive is way too annoying for your opponent. So Lua, Guiding Light, for sets, speed, like, that's it. You go speed, you don't need immunity, but you need speed. I do think it's very important that she's decently fast. Even if you play slow, I do think, because even if you play slow, I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna first pick Lua. If she's open, you're gonna first pick Lua. She's way too broken. Like, she's way too broken. Like, there's no way around it. She's broken as fuck. Even if you play insanely slow, you're gonna first pick Lua if you ever build. She's that broken. So, given that, I think Lua being at least 280 speed is very important. You don't need her to be 310, you don't even need her to be 300 speed, but at least 280 speed. At least 280 speed. Yeah, she can solo DPS. She, like, this unit is... At least 280 speed. You can give her effectiveness. You can give her ER. Honestly, none are mandatory. I would say... Okay, I think ER is very optional on her, I'll be honest. I would go ER myself because I play with Maid. I don't think if you don't play Maid, going ER is worth it. Because then, if you don't play with Maid, I think you want at least 100 ER for it to be really worth it. And it's a lot of gear score. So if you play with Maid, you can make her 80 ER, it's fine. Otherwise, I wouldn't say I wouldn't bother. I don't think it matters much. I don't think it matters enough. For effectiveness on Lua, I would say between 100, like, it's the same as AOL. I would say between 100 and 200. I wouldn't go below 100. I don't think she needs that much ER at the same time, but yeah, like 100 is fine. If you want to be, it depends how aggressive you want to be, basically. So up to 200 is okay. I wouldn't go above that. But I would prioritize bulk over more effectiveness. 100 to 200 effectiveness, 280 plus speed, and then as much bulk as you can. It's very important to have some bulk on her. You're not playing, like, this is for turn 2. You're not winning the game turn 1. If your Lua dies after 2 turns, you're probably gonna lose the game, even if she's insanely broken, even if she got you a lot of tempo, you're probably gonna lose the game. You want your Lua to be bulky. Like, it's very important. You need some bulk. Like, at the very least 13k, 1.3k, but like ideally above 15k, 1.5k. This is a very good Lua, for instance. This is a very good Lua. I mean, it sticks, so obviously. So, you don't need ER. Like, you don't need ER. You can go ER, but you don't have to. Like, I really don't think ER is mandatory on Lua. I'll be real, I really don't think ER is mandatory. So, you can skip ER and go for more bulk, it's fine. I do think effectiveness is mandatory though, so I would go at least 100. At least 100 effectiveness. I really don't like no effectiveness Lua. I really don't think it's very good. I think if you're struggling with stats, getting to 100 effectiveness, 280 speed, and then decent bulk are priorities. Like, I would go bulk over ER. Then, assuming you can get a decent bulk, which like something like 15k, 1.5k, I think you can go ER. Before that, I wouldn't go for ER though. Before that, I wouldn't go for ER. Okay, and yeah, when to draft Lua, first pick every game. Like, she's that broken, just first pick her every game. Like, even if you're slow, even if you just first pick her every game. I'm not kidding, this unit is dumb as fuck, man. Like, just first pick her every game. Like, she's insanely stupid, just first pick her. Like, there's no thought going into it, just first pick her every game. Anyway, Shuna, we went over her on the when we made the Soul Weavers list, so yeah, I won't go over her again. She's a really good unit, you can build her. If you like her, you should build her. Even if you don't like her, you should probably build her. She's really nice to have. Yeah. Build Shuna, she's good. Lilias. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't think Lilias is very draftable right now if you play slow. If you only play slow. I don't think she's very good. I don't think she's insanely bad, but I don't think she's really good. I think how good she is gonna depend on your speed, but yeah. So, build for Lilias. Okay, we'll be realistic. Lilias is a support that you have to first pick no matter what, because if she's open, she's gonna be first pick. Like, let's get this out of the way. I think Lilias would be a lot better if you could pick her on like as a third pick unit, right? But you can. She's always gonna be picked. Always. Like, she's that dumb. So with that in mind, if you want to play Lilias, it has to be as a first pick unit. So she needs to be the same as Lua, in my opinion. She needs to be at least 280. If you can pick her at least 280, you're gonna have a bad time. Like, you're gonna be way too easy to clear. For Artifact, I think Music Box is best. You can also do... What else, actually? Oh yeah, Serious Fantasia, you're right. Coin isn't very good, I think. And Durandal, Warhorn, if you don't have it... Yeah, Warhorn is insane if you don't have it on... Yeah, I agree. Champion Trophy... Durandal, I don't really like it, honestly, but I guess you can. I think Durandal was a very specific tech at some point, but I know if people are still running it. Okay, I would say for priority, I would go... If you don't have N-Guy, yes, Warhorn for sure. Warhorn is best. If you do have N-Guy, then I would go... assuming you play slow, right? Music Box, and otherwise, probably Circus... Yeah, Circus or Champions Trophy. Like, both are okay. But I think Music Box is best, honestly. Border Coin, I don't like it too much, but you can. I don't think it's insanely good, but you can, yeah. I don't think Durandal is bad, but I think it's more of a tech, basically. Like, there's something that's gonna be good every game. It's more of a tech, I feel like. For set, you want speed. You don't have a choice. You can go immunity if you can. It's not that big of a deal if you can't. For stats, you want... So we said at least 280 speed. Like, there's no way around it. You want at least 280 speed. I like RTA a lot on her, but you don't have to. I think it's really good, but again, it's not insanely mandatory, but it's good. Effectiveness, same. I don't think it's mandatory at all. Like, if you can, I would always go 100 effectiveness. I think it's good to have. I think it's nice, but if you can't, it's okay. But I do think it helps a lot. Like, 100 effectiveness helps a lot. And then, again, as much bulk as you can. Once you reach 280 speed, I would prioritize bulk over anything else. If you can make her like 300 or like 310 or like 320 if you have like an insane account, go for it. I do think bulk matters a lot less after 310 speed. Like, if you can make a 310 speed Lilias, I do think bulk is less important. Like, you can actually prioritize speed over bulk. But as long as you're under 310 speed and above 280 speed, I would prioritize more bulk over more speed. So get her faster if you can, but don't sacrifice gear score for it, basically. That's my point. Like, don't sacrifice gear score for it. It's fine if you don't sacrifice gear score, right? So you trade bulk for speed, I think it's okay. But not if you lose more gear score than you get, not if you lose gear score, basically. So like, getting 10 speed for 20% HP is fine. But getting 10 speed for like 40% HP is not fine. Like, don't do that. Go for bulk. And when to pick, first pick. Like, yeah. If you want to play Lilias, you're gonna have to first pick her. Just how it is. Like, if you don't, your opponent's gonna pick her, so. Just be careful. Like, even if you play Turtle 2, you can first pick Lilias and do somewhat okay. Just be very mindful of cleavers. Like, if you see if you see something like Belayan, Zio, Priban, don't first pick Lilias. You're probably gonna die. You're probably gonna die. Fairytale Tenebria. Book or Crown? I would say Book or Crown. I personally would go Crown over Book, but it's up to you really. Book or Crown. Speed set. 280 plus speed. Oh, and you want 200 plus effect. Personally, I would say maybe 200 is a bit much, but like 150 plus effectiveness. 150 to 250 effectiveness. I think 150 is fine. You can go higher, but I think 150 is fine. Your opponent is rarely gonna have more ER than that, let's be honest. Like the main unit that the only unit that often has more is gonna be Destina, and you shouldn't really pick Fairytale into Destina because she's green anyway. So yeah. So around 150 effectiveness, 100 to 250, but yeah, I think 100 to 200 is fine. 150 to 200 is fine. Sorry. When to pick when your opponent didn't pick a cleanser, or only one cleanser, so you can threaten to ban it. I don't really like doing that personally, but you can. Like if your opponent has only one cleanser, you can threaten to ban it with Fairytale. You late pick when your opponent has no cleanse, or only one cleanse, because then you're gonna take like he's just gonna lose game first turn. One cleanser, no cleanser, and that's it. Like you usually last pick or like last picker basically. Oh, and she walks into maid. Yeah, that's something else. If your opponent's cleanser is ER based, which means assuming it's a Soul Weaver, right? Like Sharun or DJB or maid. Yeah, she can be a 4th or 5th pick. Yes. 4th or 5th pick. Depending on what your opponent drafts. Because like she doesn't really care about maid, for instance. Like if I play maid and I see my opponent pick Fairytale, I'm gonna ban her 100% of the time. Because like most Fairytale players are gonna have enough effectiveness to debuff me, right? I'm assuming if you draft Fairytale, you have at least 150 effectiveness, so I won't take the risk, and then I'll boss ban every time. So yeah. But for Fairytale, I would say speed is better than bulk. Like unlike Celia, she doesn't have that much longevity. You're gonna S3, you're gonna S2, then you're not gonna cycle to another S3, let's be real. So speed is more important than more bulk. Stage Ball, he has one build. Proof for artifact, speed set, immunity, 270 speed, 130, like around 100 130 ER. Everything else, bulk. That's it, he has one build. I don't think anything else is good. And when to pick Ball, when your opponent plays very aggro, or like very, against Cleave or stuff like that. Like Cleave or very low juice aggro teams, or like very tempo based aggro teams that can't really recover from you pressing S2. Pirate Flan, artifact, Iseria's artifact. Like if you don't have it, don't bother. She's garbage. The seal thingy that burns is garbage. Don't. This is not it. So yeah, you want the bomb artifact. For set, I would go, assuming you play slow, right? You can go speed or triple set. Like for stats, I would personally go for some ER, like 100 to 130, like between 80 if you play with maid to 120 if you don't play with maid. I think 230 speed, no effectiveness, full bulk. No effectiveness, no attack, full bulk. And you pick her when your opponent plays aggro without cleanser. And then you press S3 and you win the game. You just need to survive until then. That's it. You just need to survive until you're S3 and then you win the game. So yeah. Against no cleanser, she's really strong. She's just ADS but better in my opinion, so yeah. Solitaria. Okay, Solitaria, I can show you mine. This is my Solitaria, I think she's pretty decent. Okay, again, if you play with maid, 80 ER is fine. If you don't play with maid, 100 to 120 ER. I do think ER is very important for her because you're gonna play into head a lot. Like you're gonna play into head a shit ton. So being able to resist head is very important. So yeah, 100 to 120. Effectiveness, I think 80 plus is fine. You can go more obviously, but I think more effectiveness is more for aggro players. I don't think she needs a lot of effectiveness if you play slow. Decent bulk, like at least 15k HP, at least 1.7k defense. I think it's important. And then for speed, I think mine is too slow. Like I think ideally you want 280 plus. And the reason for that is that because if you go 280 plus, you can safely contest, like, you're gonna be able to contest most ML Laika. And that's really annoying for your opponent. Like that's really annoying for your opponent, so I think it's very good. Yeah. Like, I think 280 plus is very, 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 very strong. So, yeah, that's it. Set, you go speed plus whatever you want. Artifact, you go Fairytale for a Nightmare. You can do Crown, but I think it's a lot worse. Anytime your opponent plays slow, you can go Solitaria, basically. And otherwise, she's a somewhat safe pick. If your opponent doesn't outright cleave you, or picks Lua, like if your opponent doesn't have a speed contester in their, if your first pick, and your opponent doesn't have a speed contester in their first 2 pick, you can go Solitaria third pick. So for instance, I go LRK first pick. Oh, and you need LRK, that's actually fairly important. You need LRK, and you need AOL to be pre-banned. Okay, so I guess that's a lot of conditions. So AOL needs to be pre-banned. You first pick LRK. Your opponent goes 2 non-spin contesting units. And then you can go Solitaria on third pick. You can go on third pick. Otherwise, anytime your opponent is slow, you can go solid DDR. Like if you have DDR, you have a lot less conditions to meet, right? Like anytime your opponent is slow, you can go solid DDR. But otherwise, even against something like N-Guy Epoch, Solitaria third pick isn't bad. Like you can go like Mate Solitaria, it's really not bad. But you need LRK, that's very important. You really need LRK. It says drops, it doesn't really, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have drop. Yeah, she's really weak to Tywin without LRK, that's the issue. Like, she's really weak to Tywin. Like, it's really fucking easy to slam Tywin into you. Like, anytime I tried Solitaria without LRK, I just died to Tywin, so, yeah. Not too much of a fan. Okay, we went through a win on the mitigation tier list, so we won't go through him again. Yeah, like you go like 200 to 220 speed, very high HP, 190 to 220 speed, sorry, very high HP, something like that. Alright, anyway, we covered that already. Senya. I have Senya. Okay, I think I have a pretty good Senya, so yeah. Something like that. So 100 ER. If you don't play with Maid, I would go 120 ER at least. If you do play with Maid, 100 ER is fine. I don't like going below that. You can, but I don't like it personally. You can go 80 ER if you play with Maid. I don't like it. I like 100. If you don't play with Maid, go at least 120. For speed, 170 plus is fine. I wouldn't go below 4.5k attack. And then I wouldn't go below 1.7k defense. Okay, for artifact, you only have one choice, which is on artifact. For sets, you can do lifesteal, you can do speed set, you can do attack set, you can do triple set. All are fine. I'm not even kidding, all are fine. I do think lifesteal is best, but you need at least even gear score. Like, lifesteal is best if you can make your lifesteal Senya as much gear score as your speed Senya or triple set Senya or whatever. Otherwise, just go for your other set. And you can do immunity. The thing with... Okay, so when I build a solo weaver with immunity, I'm usually like for instance, if I... Okay, this is my maid. If I build her immunity, I would drop 20 ER. Because I have enough ER anyway to resist most stuff. If I build immunity Senya, I would still go 100 ER, even if I play with maid. The reason for that is immunity is really good, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't prevent Iseria. And Senya is an unit you pick into aggro, right? So you're gonna be picking her into Iseria a decent amount. And immunity doesn't protect you from Iseria, so you still need your ER. You still need your ER so you don't get debuffed for free. You have to sacrifice another stat, which is gonna be health or defense or attack, or even speed, and because of that, I don't like immunity as much on her. I do think it's good, I do think you can go for it, I do think it's a strong option, but you need a very good immunity gear. Like, if you can make it at least even gear score, don't go for immunity. Like, if you can't make your immunity Senya, same gear score as your non-immunity Senya, I wouldn't go for immunity, basically. Yeah, it's good against Flan, I agree. It's good against like, a few things, but like, who plays Flan, man? Like, I don't know. It's good, but I wouldn't go for it unless you can make at least same gear score. For stats, at least 4.5k attack, at least 1.7k defense, at least 15k HP if you play lifesteal. If you don't play lifesteal, at least 17k HP, at least 170 speed, and at least 100 ER. When to pick when your opponent doesn't have immunity buffer. I don't think she's very good if your opponent has an immunity buffer. But if your opponent plays aggro and doesn't have an immunity buffer, then I think she's really good. And not really good, I don't like her that much, but she's good, I wouldn't early pick her though. Like, I don't think she's really good to early pick. If you want to early pick something into aggro, go Karina, she's much better. Yeah, I wouldn't go for Senya before your third pick at least. Like, ideally a bit later, but like third to fifth pick, she's fine. She's a good unit. But she's still RNG, so I don't like her, but yeah. We'll go fast for a bit here, because I don't think those are very good units, so it's kinda whatever. So Iseria, if you play slow, Guiding Light, 190 to 200 speed, speed or destruction. I think destruction is much better, but if you can go speed, or you can even go attack set, it's not bad, like not even kidding. So I would say destruction, attack set, speed. Oh, you want immunity too, sorry. Yeah, immunity. And then 190 to 200 speed, full damage. That's your Iseria. When to pick? I don't know. I don't play her. I'm sorry, I don't know. I have no idea. Politis, this one I do play. Artifact, Crown. Set, speed, stats 230 to 250 speed. Ideally 250, and then I like ER personally, so I would say 100 ER. I don't think you need effectiveness, and then you just go full bulk. And you pick her, so you're only gonna pick Politis into... You're only gonna late pick Politis, that's very important. Don't early pick Politis, you're gonna be -1 unit. And you only pick her into very aggro teams that rely on pressing down attack. So like Amid, and sometimes Silias, and that's about it. Like, you really want your Politis to get banned, basically. Like, you really want her to get banned. Because she's very RNG and she's not that strong. Beehoo, I don't play him. And I don't... Like, I know some people play him, but I don't watch enough. I haven't seen him play enough to really say how you should play him, so I can't help you there. Like, I have no idea which artifact, I have no idea what set, I have no idea what stat. But I know he's playable, he isn't that bad. I just have no idea how you play him, but I know he isn't that bad. Like, he's an okay option. If you want to build him, you can, he isn't bad. He isn't insane, but he isn't bad. Sharun. Okay, I think Sharun is gonna be exactly like Shuna. Like, exactly like Shuna. She's gonna be very similar to Shuna, but she wants effectiveness. For artifact, you go Crystal if you can. Crystal is best. Otherwise everything sucks, let's be real. Celestine maybe? Like, otherwise you can do Celestine or you can do Rekos, but... It's not insane, but yeah, you can do Celestine or Rekos. So ideally Crystal, otherwise Celestine or Rekos. Speed set or counter set. If you do speed set, you want 230 to 250 speed. If you do counter set, you go like 190 to 200 speed. You want 100 or so ER. You want 100 or so effectiveness. 80 plus effectiveness is fine, actually. So like 80 plus effectiveness is okay. You don't need more. You can do more, but you don't need more. 100 ER, 80 plus effectiveness. And then full bulk, obviously. So yeah, I have no idea which bulk she can get, actually, but probably like 20k, 2k. 20k, 2k is ideal for most stuff, so yeah, something like that. When to draft Sharun? When you draft Solitaria. Like, there's no... You draft Solitaria, you can draft Sharun, she's gonna be decent, but she's gonna be a late pick, more often than not. So yeah, it's just gonna be a reactive pick, basically. So if your opponent goes N-Guy, for instance, then you can go Sharun, because she can 3 pieces 3, and then she can reset him, so he's useless as fuck. That's Sharun. Yeah, she's a reactive pick for Solitaria, in my opinion, and that's it. I don't think she's gonna be playable outside of that. And then ADS. ADS unit. Okay, ADS, I think she only has one decent build right now, which is full bulk. Okay, artifact. Fairytale for a Nightmare. You don't have anything else that's good. Set counter. Stats. So 170 plus speed, 100 plus ER, I would say. You can go 80 plus if you play, like, again, if you play mate, you can go lower. Otherwise, 100 plus ER. If you play mate, 80 plus. I don't think you give a fuck about effectiveness. Like, I'll be honest, I don't think you care about effectiveness, even if you play her into with solid ER, which is where you're gonna play her like the vast majority of the time. Like, you're almost never gonna pick ADS outside of solid EDR. And even there, you're mostly gonna seal LHC, and you're gonna seal, yeah, LHC mostly, maybe Roana, I guess, and N. But like, you don't really need much effectiveness to seal any of those, so I don't think you care about effectiveness. You can give her some, but I really don't think it's mandatory. I would go for bulk over effectiveness all the time. And when to pick, late pick in solid EDR comps, basically. Like, if you play solid EDR, your opponent's gonna go LHC, Roana, Ed a lot, and she's really good into all three, so. Okay, Knacky. Hello, my king. Right.